Meet the world's most unlikely genius. A crow stands in front of a tall glass tube. Inside the tube, a small treat floats on the surface of the water, just out of reach. The bird cannot reach it with its beak. It cannot break the glass. It cannot push its head deep enough to grab the reward. So it stops. It looks around. It studies the problem. Nearby, there are stones, some small, some heavy, some useless, some perfect. The crow picks up a stone and drops it into the tube. The water level rises. Then it drops another and another. With each stone, the treat moves closer to the top. The bird is not acting randomly. It is using physics. It understands that solid objects displace water, and that enough displacement will bring the reward within reach. Finally, the treat reaches the edge. The crow grabs it and flies away. So here is the question. Is this bird smarter than you? For centuries, humans used the phrase bird brain as an insult. A small brain meant a simple mind. A tiny skull meant tiny intelligence. We assumed birds were instinct machines, beautiful, fast, musical, but not truly thoughtful. Today, that insult dies. Because birds have been hiding one of nature's greatest secrets in plain sight. Their brains are small, but they are powerful, compact, efficient, dense, and fast. Not weaker versions of mammal brains, but different machines altogether. A bird brain is not a small computer. It is a biological supercomputer made of feathers, neurons, memory, speed, and survival pressure. The true secret is not size. It is architecture. A large animal does not automatically have a large mind. An ostrich has a massive body, but size alone does not equal genius. What matters is how the brain is wired. How many neurons are packed into each region? How fast information moves? And how efficiently the animal can solve problems under pressure? Birds, especially crows, ravens, parrots, magpies, and some pigeons, pack enormous processing power into tiny spaces. Their neurons are densely arranged, like a busy city, built upward instead of outward. Every millimeter matters. Every connection counts. Fast bodies require faster brains. A bird navigating a storm, escaping predators, finding food, recognizing faces, remembering locations, and coordinating with a flock cannot afford slow thinking. Survival requires instant, complex logic. And no bird reveals this better than the New Caledonian crow. In the forests of the Pacific, this crow searches for more than food. It searches for tools. It finds a twig, strips the bark, shapes the edge, bends it into a hook, and uses it to pull insects from deep holes in wood. This is not simple instinct. This is engineering. The crow sees a problem: food is hidden beyond reach. Then it imagines a solution: extend the body with an object. Then it modifies that object into a better tool. The beak becomes a workshop. The twig becomes technology. The forest becomes a toolbox. A human carpenter builds with hands. A crow builds with a beak. And it does not stop there. In laboratory tests, crows can solve multi-step puzzles. First, they pull a string to retrieve a short stick. Then they use the short stick to reach a longer stick. Then they use the long stick to pull out the final reward. Step 1. Get the first tool. Step 2. Upgrade the equipment. Step 3. Claim the prize. This is planning. The bird is not simply reacting to the object in front of it. It understands a chain of actions. It can work toward a goal that is not immediately reachable. It can delay reward, manipulate tools, and solve a sequence. That is higher order intelligence. And in the city, crows become even more astonishing. A crow drops a walnut onto a road. It waits for a car to crush the shell. Then it waits again, sometimes until the traffic light turns red. Only when the cars stop does it walk onto the street and collect the cracked nut. The car becomes a nutcracker. The traffic light becomes a safety system. The city becomes a puzzle. And the crow solves it. This is adaptability, one of the clearest signs of intelligence. A creature that can survive only in one environment is specialized. But a creature that can enter a human world, understand its patterns, exploit its machine, and teach those solutions to others is something more. It is a strategist. Crows recognize human faces. They remember threats. They can warn one another. In some studies, crows have reacted aggressively toward people wearing masks associated with danger. And those reactions can spread through the flock. One individual learns. Then others learn from that individual. A face becomes data. A warning becomes culture. Knowledge moves through the group. This is not just intelligence inside one skull. This is social intelligence memory shared across generations. A young crow watches an older crow solve a problem. It learns the movement, the timing, the result. Then it tries. If it succeeds, the knowledge spreads. A behavior becomes tradition. The flock becomes a network of minds. Information is their greatest asset. And crows are not the only geniuses of the sky. In the mountains of western North America, a bird called the Clark's nutcracker performs a memory miracle almost impossible for humans to imagine. Before winter, it hides seeds across the landscape. Not a few seeds, not a few hundred. Tens of thousands. Some estimates suggest around 30,000 individual seeds may be cached in one season, spread across thousands of hiding places. Then the snow comes. The world turns white. Rocks disappear. Grass vanishes. Paths are buried. The entire landscape changes shape. Months later, the nutcracker returns. It lands in the snow, digs in one precise spot, and finds the seed. Again. And again. And again. This is not ordinary memory. This is a superhuman mental map. The bird remembers locations across space and time, connecting the past to the future with extraordinary accuracy. Humans lose car keys in their own homes. This bird remembers food hidden beneath snow across mountains. Its hippocampus, the brain region linked to spatial memory, can change with seasonal demands. In the winter of memory, the brain becomes a tool of survival. Recall is not a party trick. It is the difference between life and death. Memory ensures the next generation lives. Then comes another question. Can birds understand abstract ideas? The answer is uncomfortable for anyone still clinging to the old bird brain myth. Pigeons can learn sequences. They can sort objects. They can recognize categories. Some birds can understand concepts like same and different, more and less, and even zero. Zero is not easy. Zero is not just nothing. It is the idea of absence as a value. A blank space becomes information. An empty box becomes a concept. That requires abstraction. When a parrot looks at an empty container and understands that nothing is there, it is doing more than reacting. It is recognizing absence. Math, in its simplest form, is not purely human. It is a universal language. And then came Alex. Alex, the African gray parrot, was more than a talking bird. He became one of the most famous examples of animal cognition in modern science. He could identify colors, shapes, materials, and numbers. He could distinguish wood from metal, yellow from green, triangle from square. When asked questions, he was not simply repeating random sounds. He was using words connected to objects and meanings. A scientist held up a yellow triangle. Alex could identify the shape. A metallic key was presented. Alex could identify the material. But one moment became legendary. Alex looked into a mirror and asked, "What color?" He was asking about himself. The answer was gray. In that moment, the gap between human and bird seemed to shrink. A parrot was not just naming the world. It was beginning to ask about its own place inside the world. Language became a mirror. Consciousness had feathers. Alex expressed frustration. He showed boredom. He used words to influence his environment. And his final words to the scientist who worked with him were deeply moving. You be good. Whether we understand that as learned language, emotional association, or something more, it changed the way many people thought about animal minds. Alex proved something profound. Intelligence has no fixed size. Consciousness does not belong to one species alone. Then there is the mirror test. A magpie walks toward a mirror placed in the grass. A small colored mark has been placed on its body and a spot it cannot normally see. Many animals treat a mirror as another animal. They attack it, avoid it, or ignore it. But the magpie studies the reflection. It moves closer. It looks carefully. Then it uses its claw to scratch at the mark on its own body. This suggests that it recognizes the image as itself, not another bird. Me. Only a few animals have shown evidence of this kind of self-recognition: great apes, dolphins, elephants, and some birds like magpies. A sense of self in the sky. The idea is stunning. A bird does not need a human-like brain to reach a human-like question. Who am I? This forces us to rethink consciousness itself. Birds do not have a mammalian neocortex like ours. For a long time, that led scientists to underestimate them. But birds use different brain structures to achieve complex thinking, different hardware, similar intelligence. Evolution did not build one kind of mind. It built many. A crow solving a puzzle, a parrot naming a color, a magpie recognizing itself, a nutcracker remembering a mountain, a pigeon counting a sequence. Each one is a different proof that intelligence is not a ladder with humans alone at the top. It is a forest, branching in many directions. Some intelligence is linguistic, some is spatial, some is social, some is mathematical, some is mechanical, some is emotional. And birds possess all of these in different forms. Their social worlds are also richer than we once believed. Birds form friendships. They groom one another. They play. They cooperate. They mourn. Some gather around fallen companions, reacting in ways that suggest recognition of loss or danger. Is it grief? Is it learning? Is it both? Science must be careful with language, but it must also be honest with evidence. Birds are not empty machines. Their lives contain bonds, reactions, choices, and social memory. Intelligence is not only measured in tests. Sometimes, it is felt in behavior, in the way two birds preen each other, in the way a flock warns its members, in the way a parrot responds to a human voice, in the way a crow looks directly into the camera, as if it knows we are watching. And maybe it does. Birds are constantly watching us. They study our routines, our gestures, our objects, our streets, our gardens, our trash, and our reactions. In cities, they know when humans are dangerous, when traffic stops, where food appears, and how to survive in a world built by another species. We are not the only observers. We are also being studied. The bird brain myth is dead because the evidence is now undeniable. Genius comes in many different shapes. Some minds use words. Some use tools. Some use flight paths. Some use memory maps. Some use social signals. Some use song. A hummingbird hovering at a flower solves physics every second. A vulture soaring on hot air calculates wind and lift without a calculator. A crow bends metal wire into a hook. A parrot laughs at the right time. A flock moves like one thinking body. Every gram of brain is genius. This does not mean birds think exactly like humans. They do not need to. That is the point. They are not failed humans. And they are not simple machines. They are another experiment in mind, shaped by flight, survival, hunger, weather, predators, cooperation, and time. Their intelligence is avian, compact, fast, efficient, social, inventive, and deeply underestimated. Our world is shared by geniuses, not only in laboratories, not only in forests, not only in rare species, but everywhere on rooftops, wires, cliffs, beaches, parks, mountains, and backyards. A crow on a dead tree may carry wisdom in the shadows of nature. A parrot in a room may be thinking about color, sound, and self. A pigeon in a city may be categorizing the world with ease. A hawk above a valley may be solving movement, distance, and timing in a single glance. Every eye holds a different story. Every brain holds a different architecture. Every species opens a different window into intelligence. So the next time you see a bird, look closer. Do not see a small head. See a dense world of thought. Do not see a simple animal. See memory, logic, communication, curiosity, culture, and survival. Do not use bird brain as an insult. Use it as a compliment. Because somewhere, a crow is solving physics. A parrot is naming a shape. A magpie is recognizing itself. A nutcracker is remembering the winter. A pigeon is counting. A flock is learning. And the sky itself is full of minds. Stay sharp. Stay curious. The world is smarter than you think.